Alright, y'all, so I think I'm gonna need to have a conversation with you all about my overall thoughts with Vince McMahon being back in the WWE, and every other superstar is requesting for their release. And let's just say I am not surprised by this whatsoever, because this happened before. Remember 2021? Every other wrestler was released by Vince McMahon and Tony Khan due to budget cuts. It's about to happen again this year. Because just when you think that things were going great with Triple H running this company, Raw and Smackdown, head of talent relations, head creative, all of a sudden, all of that is being stripped away from an old fart. Because I just got finished watching, shoutouts to WrestleMania for uploading the video. So according to a website, Vince is going to end up running Smackdown. And what I mean by running, I mean being in control of SmackDown, because he has the final say-so. Meaning that anything Triple H creates, Vince will come around and destroy it within seconds. It's obvious to me that Vince McMahon didn't like the way WWE was going into the right direction. He wants things to be done his way, because his ways is making people want to quit the company. The childish stuff, terrible gimmicks, terrible storylines, and most of all, embarrassing segments that were not funny at all. Vince McMahon refuses to let go and leave the company to Triple H. He is mainly the reason why Stephanie McMahon refuses to come back. She quit the company. She stepped down once and she does it twice because of one person. I personally blame Triple H for bringing him back, knowing what this man has done. Sexual harassments, abusing, cheating on his wife, the hush money scandal. We cannot forget about that, because anything that stays in the dark will come to light. Vince McMahon has been exposed so many times in his life. He's gotten away with so many crimes in his life. Somebody from the WWE within the company, they need to do a serious background on this guy. Because honestly, this is the same man that has fired so many great talents in the company. And all of a sudden, they're doing way better over there than they're doing here. Basically, all Triple H had to do is just say, no, I don't want you back. Clearly, nobody in the WWE wanted him back in the first place. The superstars, the talents, the employees, everyone. But no, since he's Vince McMahon, even though it is his company, the company that he helped burn to the ground because of his poor decisions of trying to, instead of improving, he continues to drag it down into the mud. It is painfully obvious to me that no matter how many times we have issues with this company will never get any better. It was getting better when Triple H was running things. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania Night 1 was definitely a banger. But when it comes to WrestleMania Part 2, you knew that he was in control of the whole thing. But the biggest question, the biggest what the F moment is, what was that stupid rubber duck doing in the ring? Was that a sign that Vince McMahon was in control? I believe so. I sometimes feel like if you're the owner of the company and you're trying so hard to relive in the past, you're pretty much doing nobody favors by continuing to book horrible matches, create terrible segments, terrible storylines, and all you're doing is just running this company down to the ground. All because you want to make some rich money by partnering up with endeavors, which they own UFC, and now it's being merged with the WWE. Now all of a sudden they're going to combine a total of like, I think, 21 million? I don't know. But one thing is for sure, is that Vince McMahon is the true cancer of the WWE. We had things going for ourselves. We were doing way better without Vince McMahon. And all of a sudden, since he's back, you know there's going to be some firings around the way. Some great talents that are going to be gone. Watch. It's going to happen. Because Vince McMahon loves his cake and eat it too. He just loves to ruin everything that we had something going. So now that Vince McMahon is going to end up running SmackDown this Friday. Heck, he might end up running Raw and SmackDown, which is not a good sign at all. You know what? I'm just done watching WWE. Heck, I would rather watch the Attitude Era videos and Ruthless Aggression Era videos than to watch this current state of the WWE, all because of this one man that refuses to stay away and let Triple H run the show. On to the next topic. So, the whole situation with Vickie Guerrero and her daughter is getting messy. Real messy. For one thing, Vickie is the real monster because she knew her daughter was sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And what does she do? She defends him, claiming that her daughter is a narcissist. Family members, friends, they all distance themselves from her because of her outburst behaviors, because of something happened to her a long time ago. When people do stuff like that, they either were assaulted themselves as well, or they just said, F it, I don't want to deal with it. It's getting to the point where one of those cases where you either try to help them or just go on about your life. Because according to her sister that is in wrestling right now, she knows what's going on. Even she understood that being sexually assaulted is a red flag by her own stepfather. But at the same time, she kind of didn't want to get in the middle of the situation. But Vickie completely lost her mind on this one. So you're threatening to sue your own daughter for lying about being sexually assaulted. And then you're going to disown her? Wow. Let me tell you something, the difference between disowning your own child if they do porn versus if they're lying about being sexually assaulted or they're telling the truth. If your child is doing porn while they're living their life in LA doing God knows what, then they're not going to want to support you. They're going to disown you one way or another because of your poor decisions, because they know what porn is. Porn is 100% fake as TV shows and movies and video games. So whatever you see, it ain't real. That is disowning your child if they ended up doing stuff like that. Now, as far as being sexually assaulted by a family member when it comes to the stepfather, and if she was lying about that, you're going to disown her? But what if your daughter was telling the truth? Would you want to disown her too? I want to know the answer. Because according to Vickie, if the fans end up speaking on it, F off. She was literally doing this to us if we ended up speaking on it. Number one, that statement alone is a red flag because you pretty much made the whole situation even worse by posting a Instagram posts like that, and then you telling the fans to F off because your daughter is exposing you for being an evil mother, for protecting a creep in the family? Mind you, your daughter was sexually assaulted on a cruise ship. And whether she was drunk or not, it is still 100% wrong to do that. And you chose to defend a monster. Stop the cap, Vickie. Stop the freaking cap. So the last topic I want to talk about is AEW. I heard some good things from the company, especially from that fiasco of disaster from Raw after Mania, that AEW ended up doing way better, ended up wowing the fans. Good matches, good segments, even though there were some ugly moments according to WrestleMania, but they still put on a good show that made WWE fans want to watch AEW over them because of Vince McMahon. I mean, when you look at the stats, it's obvious. Raw had their worst ratings in years. 0.6 rating? That should tell you something. That should tell you something right there. That ever since Vince McMahon returned, things were never going to be the same. I am not making this up. Go look up the TV rating for Raw. Look at how bad they're doing. Blame one guy. You already know what's up. And so a certain wrestler that was from New Japan Wrestling that was way popular over there was going to sign with the WWE at the time. But nah. He went to a better company because he was All Elite Wrestling. And you know what? I hope that person does way better in AEW because you know he's going to end up having a hell of a career. I just know that for a fact. So shout out to AEW for doing a good job on being better than Raw. Because I don't know what was that crap about on Raw when Brock Lesnar turned over Cody Rhodes when they were going to have a tag match. And then Brock Lesnar flipped the bird on TV, which I'm surprised they didn't fire him for since WWE's PG. That was clearly a sign that Vince McMahon was running it. And now I'm hearing that Bobby Lashley is the first of the talents requesting for his release. And we all know why. We all know why he's asking for his release. So I ain't gonna say it. And I told y'all, the moment Vince McMahon came back, he's gonna end up making people quit. After everything he's done, getting away with crimes, not being held accountable for his own actions. And so when Vince McMahon had an interview with something this morning, he was asked if he was going to end up being controlled and created. He said yes and no. Either it's a yes or no. Because when you look at Raw, he's pretty much in control. And Manchester Smackdown is going to be 10 times worse. Smackdown is going to be way worse. I'm telling you, WWE is never going to be the same. And until Vince McMahon leaves, we're not going to stop with the hashtag fire Vince. It's been trending on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube. Because fans and talents do have a right to voice their concerns. Because they're now worried about getting fired. Because Vince McMahon doesn't like guys that are athletic. He does not love those type of talents. He loves the big guys, the big men, big and strong men. He loves Roman. And why do you think that Roman was protected at WrestleMania Part 2? It's obvious. I'm telling y'all, pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the facts. Because you know Vince McMahon is going to end up destroying this company even more as long as he is still around. So if you enjoy my podcast of what I have to say, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you'll be able to be notified from brand new content from your boy as well. And also, don't forget to click that join button so we'll be able to get new members of the DH family. And also, don't forget to put the thank you thing in my whatever it is that you're about to watch a video. Make sure you hit that so I'll know who you are and so you'll be able to get your mercs. Not the merch because I don't have clothes now, whatever though, but late mercs like super chats or whatever though. So make sure you guys click that. So it'll mean a lot to me and I would have appreciated it if you did. So until then, I'm gonna holler at y'all at my next podcast. So thank y'all for watching.